Hello everyone and welcome to this introductory season, a complete beginner-friendly overview of Rhino and its jewelry plugin Matrix. In this season, we're going to take a closer look at the workspace of Matrix, one of the most powerful tools that work perfectly for 3D jewelry design. But don't worry, you can also use Rhino by itself, cause both have the same core commands. So no matter which one you're using, you can follow along with these tutorials without any confusion. You can easily download both Rhino and Matrix, but my personal recommendation is if you're able to consider purchasing the software to support the developers and get full access to all features. Whether you're a complete beginner or just curious about how these tools work, this series is designed to help you feel comfortable and confident from the very start. So grab a coffee and let's begin this journey together. Now, let me give you a big picture view of the software. If I had to describe it, I'd say it's like a cockpit of an airplane. Lots of buttons, menus, and options. But trust me, it's way easier than it looks. In fact, I can confidently say that Rhino and Matrix are among the most user-friendly 3D modeling tools out there, especially for jewelry design. So let's start with the core concept behind this software. Rhino and Matrix are built on something called NURBS, N-U-R-B-S, which means in simple terms, point to line, line to surface, and surface to solid. Everything in this software is separated and organized by type. For example, if I click on the curve menu, I see all the curve tools. And if I go to the surface menu, I find surface tools. And the same applies to solids and all the other categories. If you look closely at each menu, you'll notice a small number 0 and 1 next to them. That's actually a classification system that helps organize the commands within each menu for curves, surfaces, solids, and so on. It's a small detail, but it helps keep everything clean and easy to find. Now, let's talk about one of the coolest features of Rhino and Matrix, the viewports. The software gives you 4 viewports at the same time. Why is that useful? Let me show you with an example, a ring. From the top view, you can see the ring from above. From the front or side views, you can check its profile and proportions. And from the perspective view, you can rotate around it and see it in 3D. This makes it incredibly easy to examine your design from every angle without constantly rotating the model. Alright, now let's talk about one of the most important parts of the interface, the command bar. You'll usually see it at the top of the screen. This is where all the information about what you're doing appears. Every command you use, every option you select, it all shows up there. And this is super important, especially for beginners. I always say one eye on your design, one eye on the command bar. It's one of the most common mistakes beginners make. They forget to check the command bar and then wonder why something isn't working. So make it a habit. Whenever you click a command, look at the command bar. It tells you exactly what to do next. But here's another great trick. You don't even need to click the menus. If you're working in Rhino, you can simply type any command directly into the command bar, and Rhino will find it instantly, even if you're not sure where it's located. In Matrix, you can also select commands manually from the curve menu or other menus. The choice is yours. This is a very helpful way to work faster and more efficiently. Finally, let's talk about the grid. the chessboard-like pattern you see in the viewport. We call it the grid, or sometimes a C-plane, which stands for construction plane. If you look closely at the grid, you'll notice it's made of light and dark gray lines. The light gray squares are 1 mm each, and every 5 mm you'll see a darker gray square, which makes it easier to measure the distance visually. The entire grid is about 16 centimeters across, which gives you a nice workspace to start your designs. So to wrap up this introduction, Rhino and Matrix share the same core commands, so you can follow along with either one. The software in NURBS based, everything is organized by type, curves, surface, and solids. You have 4 viewports to see your design from every angle. The command bar is your best friend, always keep an eye on it. You can type commands directly to work faster, and the grid gives you a clear sense of size and scale. Now that you understand the basics of the workspace, we are ready to start creating, so let's move on to the fun part, drawing our first curves. The best way to improve is by learning a new profession, and you can easily get comfortable with jewelry design in just half an hour a day. After a short period of practice, you'll be surprised how quickly you can master at basics. If the video helped you, please hit the like button, it really helps the channel. And if you're new here, subscribe so you don't miss the next tutorial, where I'll show you how to draw lines and dive into more professional techniques. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.